This video covers the basics of setting up a Topaz X2 for the first time on the factory floor. The first thing you want to establish is a good air connection to the system. If the air is adequate, the black needle will be to the right of the red one. The red one is a shutoff or a low air warning setting. Next, make sure you have proper voltage to the back of the machine. This is a 208 volt three-phase system. Rotate the main connector to on, and you will see that the onboard computer will go through a series of boot up screens and then load the main software. You don't need to touch any keys or anything at this time, just let it load up completely. The monitor on this particular Topaz X2 is a touchscreen monitor, which means you do not have to use the keyboard and mouse necessarily. Once a program is established, the operator simply uses the touchscreen to load programs, to run them, and to make adjustments. This wait period during a boot up is normal. This screen here shows the computer loading the various drivers into the various servo cards and functions of the machine. At this point, you'll see that the reset light has come on. It'll ask if you want to return to origin. We're not going to do that just yet. This particular system comes with what are called FES carts. These are feeder exchange carts. They are 20 position, and we need to load them into the machine. So basically, we're going to take and roll this in until it comes to a full and complete stop. Starting in the off position for the clamp button. You'll rotate it to on, it should flash. And I'll show you it here and again. Basically what happened was the bar on the feeder exchange cart lifted up and locked the cart into place. So now we'll load the next one here. And I will keep the camera on the cart so you can see what happens as I load it. So I've just turned it to the clamp position. You can see that it comes up and is clamped into place. There are two on the front, and on this particular machine there are also two on the back. This now locks the feeder cart to the machine, and we can proceed with the setup. So at this point it is asking, do you want to return to origin? Now the first thing we have to do, if you touch anything or try and do anything here, you'll see my cursor isn't moving, nothing's happening. That's true if I move the mouse as well. The reason being is we have not told the machine that we're on the front side. There are two active buttons, one in the front, one in the back. Whichever side of the machine you're on, that's the button you want to push to let the machine know that you'll be using these controls, this keyboard and this mouse on the front side to do your programming or changes. The next thing we have to do is clear the emergency stop. So make sure all the e-stop buttons are pulled out. You rotate it, pull it forward. When all of them are out and all the FES cards are in place. If a FES card is not in place and you do not have a solid light on a clamp, you will not be able to push the ready button and have it clear. Okay? So if you're pushing this button and nothing's happening, the things you want to check are, number one, are both hoods, front and back, fully closed? Number two, are all the e-stop buttons fully pulled out? And number three, are all the FES cards locked into position, and do they all have their orange lights on? If that's true, then the ready will come on, and now we can go ahead and initiate a command to return to origin, which basically is going to move the head to the front left of the machine. And it does it very slowly the first time because it doesn't know where it's at. And this is a safety measure. Kind of dark, we should put some light in there. But it's going to home the X, Y, the Z, and the rotation on the heads. Take a moment to notice at this time also that this is an FNC machine, which means heads 2, 4, 6, and 8 have basically an onboard nozzle changer. It does not have to go to a separate station to change the nozzles. It can do it right there, and you just saw how the rotation centered up at the end of the homing. So the machine will now load up the last program that was in the memory. In this case it was mine, the West demo. And we have an operator screen up, and this machine is now ready to either run or to program.